So let's simplify it, right? What is it really about? That's what I'm hearing. What is it really about? It's about passion and action. That's what it's really about, because when you're passionate about something, you take action. That's all she wrote. There's no more. Because it just, everything starts to fall into place. Everything ends up where it's meant to be. And one thing I can absolutely tell you, that when the Most High has favor over your life, when the Most High calls you, you can't help but to hear. You cannot avoid hearing, because you will always be reminded. It's to the point where you will see the signs, but you'll also start to remind yourself that you're not happy with whatever circumstance you're in. And it's either you're going to fight that feeling, or you're going to take action to align yourself to what you truly want. It's either one or the other. It's like, which one are you going to choose, right? Which one? Just pick one. Because it is your choice, ultimately. The Most High is a loving God and literally gives you a choice, not forceful at all. Remember, I told you love is not forceful. Love is inviting. Love feels good. You know, love is not supposed to hurt. Love is supposed to transcend thoughts, time, experiences. That's what love does. Not even supposed to, but it does that, right? So passion. I almost heard passion is action. Well, it is. Passion is action, because passion, it alchemizes into action. Because when you're truly passionate about something, you're going to take action. It's like you can't help it. You can't help yourself. You just have to go. You just have to do it. I'm hearing this song again, Clumsy by Fergie. Thank you to all of my lovely honey roses that put me on to the name of the song, because I was hearing that song in the one of those previous readings. Clumsy 'cause I'm falling in love. And that's also a message here as well. I'm just going to use it again because it popped up in my head. And then it's like, I can't help it. I just can't help it. When you have that love and you have that calling and you hear it, you feel it, it becomes you. And you can't help it but to follow it. You know what it's reminding me of? You know, when you watch cartoons and then one of the characters smells something good, and then it's so exaggerated, but their butt sticks out that way and their nose goes this way, and then they're just like following the scent. And I feel like that's what passion does. That's what your love for the Most High does. It pulls you, it magnetizes you to your calling, to the point where you can't avoid it. You could avoid it, but it will be hard for you. Let me put it like that. And then clumsy because I'm falling in love. That part is the simple fact that when you love so hard, when it comes to your passion and when it comes to what you know your reason for being is, when you figure out your purpose, you don't give a damn if you make a mistake anymore. It doesn't matter, because you already know it's inevitable. We make mistakes. And when you look at it that way, you don't become fearful of being ridiculed or being told that you're wrong. You don't care, because you know that you're on your way to what's meant for you in your soul. Because all those people that have something to say, are they nurturing your soul in any way? Are they making sure that you ascend after you leave from this earth plane? No. It's a trick. But those are always the ones that have something to say, right? Always have something to say. This is a minty thing. It's called Confo. It was gifted to me. It's like menthol. It smells like peppermint. And I don't know. Sometimes I just like to put it on my nose. It's like refreshing to me. There's not much left. You see, I broke that bottle all the way down. Okay. But it lasted for a very long time. It's funny because I found out that my best friend likes that too. That's something that we do. And I didn't know until one day I was talking to her, and I think we were on like FaceTime, and I just did that. And I told her about it, and she was like, oh, I do that too. It's crazy how you end up aligning with people and you kind of do the same things, and you have similar thinking patterns. And that's literally when you just, it's like your heart frequency calls out to those who belong to you. And not in a weird way, but they belong in your soul family. Like it's like the frequency of the similarities. Because we could be brought here and we have our family, but those people do not act like our family. They act like enemies. And it's not all the time. I don't want to make everybody think that all of their family members are like out to get them. However, sometimes it's really like that, where the people that you feel are supposed to love you be trying to attack you and destroy you on the low, though. But the low is not that low, because you clearly see everything, you feel everything, you know what they're doing. It's could be physical attacks, mental attacks, psychological attacks, spiritual attacks, just attacks from people that you've been raised with, grown up around. And it's just crazy because that is the reality of this place. And that's a part of our soul's journey, for us to recognize that the people that we've never even seen before, we end up being more in alignment with a familial status with them, rather than the ones that we were actually, the family that we were actually born into. And it's crazy, but it's true. It's just the way it is. And it's a part of the lessons that we have to learn, and we have to adapt to, accept, find a way to appreciate it. Because if it wasn't for those experiences, no matter good or bad, you wouldn't be who you are today. You wouldn't think the way you do. You wouldn't have the propensity to act as you do, right? But when you believe in something and you use your willpower, it can push you to do amazing things that you never really thought you could do. If you aligned yourself with everything that people said about you to tell you that you can't do something, or that you're insignificant, or that you are incompetent, because many people try to throw that on you too, like you're dumb. And usually the person that deals with that is the smartest person in the room, because everybody around them, and right now it's just like a family thing. I feel like this is family. It could be other people too, but right now it's like heavy on the family. They'll try to make you feel like you're dumb in many different ways. And then when it's almost like you have to find a way to prove to yourself that you're not who they said you are. And once you're able to find out a way to prove to yourself, because it's like the lies, it's hard to ignore them and you start to believe them. But as soon as you prove to yourself that you are not who they said you were, that's all she wrote. At that point, you're going to have them shaking in their boots, because the underdog is usually the one that wins. And the Most High really gravitates to the underdog, because the Most High does not like when people are mistreated. The Most High does not like that at all. Okay, I heard that's why he chose Daniel, the shepherd boy. There's a story in the Bible and it talks about Daniel, and he was a shepherd boy, and he was stank and dirty, and he was out in the field, and all of the other sons were all dapper and clean and strong looking, but the one that was chosen was the shepherd boy, the underdog, the one that everybody would make fun of and poke at, because in all honesty, that's the strong one. The underdog be the one with all the muscle, no matter if it's physical or spiritual muscle. But the underdog be having that muscle, and the Most High knows that. And I really say that because underdogs deal with a lot. And I was definitely an underdog in my life. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. People slept on me and still sleeping. Still sleep. But now, they waking up. It took some time. They want to go back to sleep though. They want to go back to sleep. And I feel like that's what you guys go through. I feel like you go through the same thing, because the underdog is It's just, I feel like it makes a statement. It's like a big statement to help those who feel weak realize how strong you are. Because being in the status of feeling like the underdog for your whole life, and feeling ignored, and feeling like your words didn't matter much, and then you recognize who you are later on in life, it just gives something very, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. When you actually recognize why you went through what you went through and who those people are that was attacking you, they really are enemies from a past life. They really are enemy. So let them be an enemy and treat them as such. I mean, you don't have to go crazy with it, but I'm saying, just know, you know their place in your life. That's what I'm saying. When you know someone's place in your life, that's where that is their spot. They don't get to move. They don't get to move because most of the time they can't prove to you that they deserve to move into any other category in your life because they chose to be your enemy. They chose to try their best to destroy you before you reached where they saw you going, before you saw where you were going. Because the underdog has grit. The underdog has that fire, that passion. The underdog still keeps going no matter how many people try to tear them down, even when you're crying and you feel like you don't even have any more tears to cry. And you still go. That right there is unmatched energy. That is unmatched energy. The only way you're going to understand that energy is if you actually do it and you've lived it. That is the only way that you understand that. It's the only way. Because those are spiritual attacks. And they could have been physical too. I keep on hearing both, but spiritual attacks is anything that's separating you from yourself and anything that is separating you from your soul's mission on this journey of being an earthling. Okay. Because honestly, in this avatar that we're in now, we're very limited in this body because we could do so much more. So once, the time comes where we're done here, our time is done here, imagine what we're going to do out there in the folds of the universe, right? It's this beautiful thing. And we're just going to revert back into our science, our makeup of being, how can I say it? Atoms. It's like we turn right back into science. I mean, we're science right here, but we actually have a shell. But, our soul is science. Our soul is like, I guess I can call it ether, because we end up going right back where we came from, which is the universe. We came out of the universe. We didn't come in to the world. We literally, not into the world. We didn't come into the world like we came out of the universe. Like we came out of it and we're here. And then we go right back to continue on our journey. And that's the beauty of it all. So if you're around people that are not loyal to the soul's journey, because a lot of people, they're not even loyal to their own soul's journey because they know nothing about it and don't care to know. So why would you be around individuals like that if they don't even know what's going on with themselves? Of course, they can't do anything to encourage you or to help you, learn something that could be helpful on this difficult journey. Because I'm not going to lie and act like it's just peaches and cream all the time. Life is hard. Life is difficult. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh. God, why? Please stop. That's what it feels like. Like, stop. Oh my gosh. Again. Oh my gosh. But once you recognize the purpose of these things that we go through, it becomes more manageable because you understand the objective. When you understand the objective, things change a lot. Because when you can't put a why to a situation, it makes it so much more difficult to grasp and be able to withstand. When you understand why you're doing something and why you have to go through something and what it's all about and what the end result will be, it gives you a reason to live, like something to live for. I feel like the most honorable thing a person can do is give their life and their life's work and knowledge to help others. You know, it's so special because it's meaningful. It's like your life has purpose. There's so many people that have left from this earth and their life had no purpose. They didn't give it any purpose. They could have, but they chose the path of their own will, and their own will was not in alignment with the master plan of God's plan, right? So they just left from here and they just become a memory, but not a loving memory for many, because sometimes people choose a different route where how they treated people in life is, you know, nobody even wants to remember what happened with that person in their experience. And that's a really messed up way to leave from here. At least when you leave, you could leave a mark and know that you did your best to make a difference here, no matter how big or small. And love is what transcends death, in all honesty, because when you love somebody, you're going to love them. And you love them so much, your soul will gravitate to that person when it's time. It's your time. It's just, that's what love does. Love is very magnetizing. You think your soul is not going to remember your people that have transcended from here? You think you're not going to end up squishing right back with them and y'all just gonna be chilling in the ethers, flying around? No, that's a thing. That's love. That's what love does. Love does that. Love does that here in the physical, and love also does that in the etheric realm. I had just heard same thing. Just like, have you guys ever seen those videos where people will be close to passing and they'll be talking to people from the other side? Like, they'll be seeing apparitions and everybody else doesn't see them, but they're so close to their last moments that they begin to be in between worlds and they start to see people. I just saw a video of this elderly man. He was like 90 something years old. He was probably pushing 100, and he was in the room with, I guess, a family member, but I don't know if that was his daughter. I think it may have been, but she was talking to him, and he was of Asian descent, and he was sitting up in the bed and he was excited. He was like, Mommy, hi. He was so excited, and he saw his mother, but nobody else saw her. It was because he was at his last days, last hours, and he started to transition, but he was still here. And that is beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's giving me goosebumps on my arm. We are so much more than we think we are. We are so much more than we even know. And we, a lot of times, walk around worried about things that don't even matter much. Wasting this beautiful life that we've been given to experience. Focusing on things that don't help us grow, so much so that we can't find our happy place. That's what needs to stop. That right there. That needs to stop, because isn't it getting old? I'm so over it. I'm over seeing people sad. I'm over seeing people not be able to withstand. You know, I know it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to, because everybody's path is different. However, you've been, the more difficult your path is, the more greater your purpose is on this earth. And that's real, because you have to be able to endure and withstand what is for you, what is meant for you. It, of course, is going to be very abundant. Of course, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay, that's wonderful. Of course, you're going to meet a lot of amazing people. But, you know, however, there's challenges when it comes to you really accepting your calling, because there's a responsibility that you have to maintain and care for. It's like nurturing a baby. Like nurturing a baby. Like your soul is a baby. Nurturing your soul is truly answering your call and nurturing your soul is also comforting to you. So it may seem like a lot of work, but you're going to be so passionate about it that it's not going to seem like much work to you. However, to someone else, they'll look at you and be like, oh my gosh, how is this person doing that? It's crazy. But when you see somebody in go mode and you just don't know how they're doing it, or if what they're doing is so different from what you would want to do, that you know that you couldn't do it, but that's just because that what they're doing is not necessarily for you, but you have your thing too. So once you're in alignment with your thing and you're doing your thing, which I know a lot of you already are, and you just like to get messages and hear, you know, these messages because it's helpful in some way to you. However, for those that look at certain people and you're like, how do you even do that? I don't know how you do that because I couldn't do that. And you say that, it's because that's not your thing. But once you have your thing and you have that thing that you're so passionate about, you're going to be drawn to it. And it's going to be hard for you not to do it because your soul is going to cry out to you every chance it gets. Like for the people that are like, you know, I do not like my job. I want a new job. I want to do something different, something that allows me to be free and be myself. That's your soul crying out to you, telling you the truth. Now, I'm not going to tell you to just go quit your job just like that because we have a life. We have a family. So for some of us, we have responsibilities. I think we all have some bills, right? I think we all have those. But it's really about balancing out your life in a way where you continue to work and then start to work on what you're passionate about on the sidelines, right? And you put those two together, and then eventually you can remove yourself from that employer that you're not happy with. Or even if there's just that could go a lot of different ways, but I'm going to leave that right there in that place because I could go on and on with that part, but I'm just going to leave that there. But if you guys feel like you just need help to figure out how to get closer to yourself, book a one-on-one call with me, okay? And we can talk about this, and I can help you see things that you can't see. Because a lot of times when we're projected on and when we're confused because of so much chaos and so much pain from sadness, because I was there too, my creative flow was blocked for years. And I know that I'm a creator. But it was blocked because I had too many worries on my heart. My heart was heavy. My heart was so heavy. And because I was able to overcome that challenge, which was a major challenge for me, I feel like for me, it's only right that I be here for you. Okay? And it's like right now I'm in a state of building because all of the proceeds and the donations and all of the bookings, that all of those funds will go to something amazing, and eventually you will see it. But that's why when you book with me, there's no refund, because I know that what I give is real. I know that I have a true connection with the Most High and with my spirit family, and I know that I have experience in this thing called life, and I took the L's, the losses and the lessons. Losses weren't even losses, they was lessons. And I recognize that now, and I see things in a whole new light. Everything's new to me. Everything is new. And I want the same for you too. In all honesty. Okay? You guys, I'm telling you, you don't know how much this means to me, because I'm actually doing what my soul has been crying out for me to do. And I feel so much comfort here in this place. And I am so honored to be able to sit here and talk to you and give you, I heard words of affirmation that you could apply to your own life to look at your life differently. And even if you don't book a reading with me, you get a lot from me just posting videos, because I put some good stuff in these videos. Well, me and Spirit, it's not just me. We. When I say we, I'm talking about Spirit and I, because I am absolutely connected. But when we come through and when you get these messages, this is real. This is not fake. And I don't even need to say that, but it just came out like that. Spirit is real. Your spirit is real. Your soul is real. Okay? And that's what's most important, your soul's journey. No matter what anybody else has to say, it's your soul's journey, because your soul's journey also incorporates your happiness. You being able to find a way to enjoy this place instead of being miserable here. Okay? So that's where this is where we want to get you to this place of bliss, because it's available to you, but you just have to want it. That's all you have to do. You just have to want it. You just have to be tired of the old way and ready for something new. Right there in that moment when you're tired, that's when things change, because your passion begins to grow, and you have a very deep-seated desire to take action. And that right there can never be taken away from you. That's why when you start to walk in your purpose, you don't give a damn what anybody has to say, because this is your soul. Who gonna say something to you about your soul's journey? That is so disrespectful. Like, who are you talking to like that? You can't tell me. You can't. That's it. And that right there, when you get tired, it will take away the fear. When you get tired, it will take away the fear. When you know that you're doing something that you're truly passionate about, the passion takes away the fear, because you're so passionate about it that you don't care. You really genuinely don't give a damn. It's like you look at people who are so different. And whoever tries to get in your way is like, no, you can't come. No, you can't talk to me. No, Spirit told me about you. Spirit told me. And I know that I can't talk to you right now. And I don't know if I ever will, because Spirit already told me about you. So being that Spirit told me about you, I'm going to listen, because Spirit is down for me. Spirit truly loves me. So when Spirit gives you direction and instruction, you can't go wrong, because they're connected to you through the Holy Spirit. But yeah, book a reading with me, book a call with me. The call comes with a reading. You know. And that's only going to be until, I'm going to make it it's a limited time offer for the price that's there now. It's going to be that way until, what day you want me to say, Spirit? They're saying January 1st, 11. Until January 1st of 2025, the bookings will be at the rate that they are now, which is $88, but that doesn't include tax, okay? So if you would like to connect with me at the discounted rate, the time that you could do that at the discounted rate, it ends January 1st, okay? What else, Spirit? Spirit just wants you to know your worth, like, and be serious about it. Like, don't even book if you're not serious about it either. Like, don't even, if you feel like you're not ready, and you have, like, I don't know, you're just not ready, because you know when you're ready, because you don't care anymore. But if you feel like you're not ready, don't book, because you're not going to take action. Book when you're ready to take action with me and you're tired. When you're tired and you threw in that towel, that's when we can move forward, because you have to be ready. And I mean, even if you just want to talk and you don't feel ready, I mean, that's fine. But I just want you to know that the magic happens with action. If there's no action, that you won't see the magic. Okay, so just, when you're serious, that's when it's good to book, because you're going to really get the most out of it, because you're going to take the action. You know what I mean? What is he drilling now? Okay, I guess that's my cue to take a break. I was trying to keep going, but I don't know. Making noise, being noisy. Anyway, maybe that means that there's a lot of work that we have to do, right? He's doing some work. Got to drill some holes. We got to build some shelves. We got to build up our hearts so that it could be weightless. We got to operate on it spiritually to get all them stones out of it. It's callous. And many people are walking around with so much anger in their hearts, and spirit does not want that for you anymore, because as soon as you let that anger and whatever else is in there that's weighing it down, you're going to feel like a new person, and you're going to be able to enjoy instead of be in fear and just have you don't have to have like this disdain, for life. There's so much more, but you just have to be willing to experience it and to do that work and take the action. So that's really it. That's all I have to say with this reading. Since Mr. Carpenter Man keeps on interrupting our conversation here, our healing conversation. So yeah, everything you do, do it with love. Always remember that God is in you and the magic is too, because you're at magic. I will see you in the next video.